is something you're used to, yet it's all the more terrifying because of that. Buckle down. So a few days ago I saw Unfriended, and it was really interesting. The idea that a ghost can haunt you through social media and the internet is something that's kind of been done before, but it's still a refreshing idea done in this film. Now, there's a lot of people, me included, thinking that this film would be just like The Den. Now, the funny thing is, it's not. It's different because The Den was about people hacking you and trying to kill you. Unfriended is about a ghost. And the funny thing is, Unfriended is longer than The Den, and yet it moves much faster. The one thing I can say that The Den has an issue with, it's a much smaller budget. The only thing that they really get that's corporate in is Gmail. The Den is just some made-up chat roulette thing. Whereas Unfriended, there is sponsorship everywhere in that film. There's even a tab up in the corner that says Forever 21. So obviously this movie has a lot more budget, but the thing is, it still looks like an authentic film in its substance. The whole story is about 5 friends who are talking to each other on Skype, and then there's just one person that keeps on coming into their conversations, and things start to get very weird. And then people start to die. Turns out that this person is the ghost of a girl who they cyberbullied so much that she shot herself. Now she's back to exact her revenge on the people who ruined her life using the exact same system that they used to ruin hers. Now the only thing that some people will have an issue with right off the bat is these characters are very stereotyped. These are high school movie kids where they're overreacting to everything. Their main character, when she is typing messages to her boyfriend, is just so whiny and so stereotyped. You're just like, oh god, it's been 5 seconds, just wait for the response. Of course, this is actually how some people are with the internet. I admit that sometimes I can be a bit rambunctious when people don't get back to me about important questions, but just the manner in which the situations are happening, this girl is just straight up overdoing it. And the funny thing is too, is her character on screen doesn't suggest this type of whiny, rambunctious person, which is something that I actually did like, despite not liking it. This film shows that people are different in different forms of media. Whether it be visual representation or by text, we have a different personality to ourselves, and we change depending on the media use that we use. Other than that, another thing I really liked about this movie was how authentic it was. Skype. I hate Skype. Man, did they get the glitches with this thing right. The internet issues, the weird kind of pixelation. I don't even know how they would make the fake it because it looks so authentic. The skips in time, the noises, everything feels like an actual conversation that you're watching it. So I enjoyed that. It had this really good sense of bringing you into the environment. You could almost call it a handheld film, but it's more like laptop screen film. And the other thing that's really cool is that you get to see more about the main character through actions that she doesn't even send to other people. Kind of like when she's talking about the past of the girl who killed herself. You see her type out these sentences and then retrace, and then type it out again, and then retrace. Really good, subtle ways of keeping this realm of realism as well as going in depth to these characters. Now, while this movie is definitely a step away from what made It Follows and The Babadook its own, this film does well for being kind of an overdone horror film in this sort of concept. The characters, while being very, very stupid and stereotyped, are interesting to watch. And it's really interesting to see how these characters get picked off, and how they get picked off is very interesting. I definitely do not want to touch a blender for a while. The thing that I like the most about this movie, though, is it is a perfect anti-cyberbullying ad. Really, if they were able to show this in schools, you know, just bleep out the swearing, bleep out all the violence, it's perfect. It shows the harm that people can do in just an instant with a few taps on the keyboard. That is probably one of the most horrifying parts about this film, is that aside from the ghosts and the possession and everything, this is something that you see every day with cyberbullying. And it's very impactful. And that's probably one of my favorite parts about this movie, is how it really points out how harmful cyberbullying is and how little effort it takes to ruin someone's life. So my final rating for Unfriended is a 5 out of 7. I really did enjoy it. I think it was a good horror movie. I think it has a really strong message. Sure, it's a message that we've seen a million times in a million PSAs, but if you really wanted to slam home cyberbullying's bad, have kids get killed for it. Anyway, guys, that's all for now, so I'll see you guys later.